Hello, welcome everyone to another episode of the Author Spotlight. This is the show. Yes, everyone. This is the show where we go behind the scenes with awesome people like the lady that you will find out more about here in a minute, like Miss Lori. You'll find out more about her in a minute, but this is for change agents, thought leaders, those who are pressing the envelope, those who are saying, we don't give a fat rat, or some people say, we don't give a damn, like an old rap song that I know, that don't care about anything else but impacting lives and seeing their own lives develop, evolve. The more that they evolve, they empower others. So that's the thing. It's the law of reciprocity. So for all those out there who are having a stern face, looking their tongue out and crying and whining about people being successful and going after their own, the people who are going after their dreams and accomplishing them are the people who are being fulfilled. And so each and every one of you out there, and the Author Spotlight land, please understand that this interview will be one that you will remember. So let me get a little bit of the bio about this wonderful lady. Lori DiGuardi is a superhero. Did you hear that, people? She is a superhero of a soul who does powerful work as a keynote and TEDx speaker. I know y'all probably heard about those, some of you TEDx junkies out there on YouTube. She's a visionary leader committed to turning the concept of freedom into a living, breathing truth for women around the world. How about that girl power, woman power? That's what I'm talking about. I love it. Curiosity and commitment are her compass, and inner truth and inherent wisdom are her north star. You got to have that guidance in your life. Lori's kind of fun includes swimming with piranhas in the Amazon, disco, hey, watch me whip. I'm sorry, that's the wrong era. I'm sorry about that. Disco dancing in the Galapagos, mountain climbing in Mount Lemon, I'm saying lemon, and swinging from he's in upper black. As you can tell that this is going to be a fun interview. Lori experiences life as a glorious and daring adventure and invites you to join her and me as well and experience what that means for you. More importantly, I want to bring on Lori DiGuardi. Lori, thank you so much for coming on. I'm really appreciative for you coming on. I shared a little bit about your bio, but if you don't mind, could you share with this audience more about you and some of the things I might have left out?
How much time do we have? Well, first of all, it's a pleasure and a whole lot of fun already to be with you, Darren, and your listeners. I live in the foothills of southern Arizona, just north of Tucson.
Wow.
And I grew up mostly in Pennsylvania as a Yankee, though I was born in Los Angeles, so I'm a California girl. So I'm so much more than all of that. And I'm a writer, I'm a speaker, I'm a certified coach, I'm an amazing woman, and I'm really an open book. And I mean that literally. I'm an open book. All my life, I have been committed, without even knowing, to helping people connect to their true nature, to realize there's so much more than what they've led to believe.
Wow.
So that's what I'm all about, and having fun, because having fun is important to you realizing who you truly are. You've got to have fun in there. It lubricates everything.
Wow. You got to have lubrication.
Yeah.
No pun intended. No pun intended. But okay. Tell me, please, as well about this wonderful book. You know, I love the title of the book. I was sharing it to you with you earlier before we even did the interview. Anger 101: The Healthy Approach to Being a Biatch. Yeah. Are you ready to be a superhero for your own life? Could you please expound upon that for me, Lori, and tell us the meaning behind it and all that? And more importantly, let's just take this back a little bit. Why this book? I can tell from your well-traveled, from your experience growing up, being a powerful woman. Women are talented in so many areas. So what navigated you down this avenue to share this story and to come out with this particular book at first?
Well, thank you for saying about how powerful women are.
Yes.
Because so many of us don't know that.
Wow.
And so many people don't treat us that way. So thank you so much for that.
Anytime.
So the book wanted to be written. And it wanted to be written and channeled through me.
Uh-huh.
And so I was the perfect one. And though the title may lead you to believe it may be, slapstick or comedy or, kind of funky book, it's a quite serious book. And I started writing it about, when was it, 2010, and I put it away and forgot about it. But when I had the opportunity to speak for TEDx Tucson,
Wow.
and the TED stage asks you, what radical, unique idea do you have to share that's worth spreading? And I thought, well, what do I have that's radical and unique? And I remembered that manuscript. So I thought, that's kind of radical and unique. It's provocative at the very least. So I pulled it off my hard drive. I had a really old computer, so it was still there. And I started writing it again last year. And the reason for the book is that in my life, for the first 28 years, I was anything but a bitch. I was a pushover, a doormat, and I had been victimized a lot. So I always wanted to be a bitch, and it was kind of a joke. But I realized that the word bitch started being used a lot in the 1920s when women got the right to vote. So I realized that, the American suffragettes, in my opinion, were the first bitches, and I want to be like them.
Wow.
So and they were angry, and they used their anger in a really honorable way. And so I mixed that up with my story in a way along my journey to be the woman I am today. And that's what the book is about, helping women grant themselves the freedom to be their true selves, to be that powerful woman that you acknowledged. Yeah, to be the bitch, to end oppression. So that's the why. It needed to come through me.
Wow. I mean, that is so powerful. And could you share a little bit more about those group of phenomenal women that you just brought out? I mean, I know I've heard somewhat of them, but I know I know for sure that the audience are not aware of that group of women that inspired you. So a lot of women are looking at this and know like, wow, Lori's kick ass. I love her passion. But we would love to know who was able to inspire you and this group of women. Could you just share a little notes about them, a little history lesson real quick about this particular group of women that you're talking about?
Yeah. So the American suffragettes I write a little bit about in the book. There's a chapter dedicated to them. And all of the women who have lost their lives due to oppression, the women who were killed in the Middle Ages, the women in Africa who have their clits cut out, and the women who do that, the baby girls that are put on the trash heaps in Asia, and the women that were brought as slaves, all of the women who didn't have freedom in the truest sense, and then the women in America, since I'm an American, who let their anger, they were visionaries, and they allowed their anger to create change. And that's what anger is all about. Anger is there to tell you that something needs to change, and it motivates you to create that change. And so, as I say in my TEDx talk, we bitches, we get it done, right? And so the American suffragettes, it started in the 19th century. This was before there were cars, the telegraph was social media, right? And there was the train was just being built back then. Women did not really earn an income. They weren't even full American citizens. They didn't have the right to vote. They didn't have property rights. They couldn't go to university. But these women were relentless. They knew that if they could not, they knew that if they did not see the change that they were trying to create, that women that came after them would. And so these women were visionaries, and they were way ahead of their time. And they said that women could only be full American citizens if they had full American rights. And so, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about them because
I'm with you.
They experienced so much oppression. They were arrested, they were force-fed in jail, they were really mistreated. People thought they were really bad. And now we look back that they were amazing women. They were badasses, but they were badasses in a really wonderful, honorable way. And and we women in America and around the world, we're still climbing this mountain of oppression. That's right. And my vision is a new world paradigm, although my editor said, Lori, it sounds like a power dime. I said, oh my God, I love that word. So, my vision is like a new world paradigm where women are not oppressed, because No, you got to stop me because I could go on and on about this.
No problem. This is behind the scenes. This is behind.
Okay. Okay. So women, this really fuels my work in the world. And without women, there would be no humanity. We have birthed all of humanity. You know, we have this superpower to give birth to all of humanity. And we're the wombs of creation, and we're oppressed and we're killed and we're raped. And if you can raise your fist to that which gives you life, you will be raising your fist to anything. So I see the day that women are honored for the life-giving force that we are, all of the world will know peace. You know, that's my vision. And it's not all what the book about. The book is more personal about how an individual woman can grant herself the freedom by connecting to her truth and her inherent wisdom. So, you know, I just kind of went way out, and I want to bring it back because the book is more about the personal journey of an individual woman. So,
wow, I appreciate you going. And this is what we're having here. This is why the author spotlight is so important, because it's not just about everybody else. We want to know more about Lori. We want to know about your story. What inspires you? Yes, you're kicking ass. Yes, you're taking names. Yes, you're an advocate for women across the globe. But we have to know, how does a change agent as yourself, what inspires you? What's the background behind the book? Not just the book and the cover. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Oh, wow. Ooh, she said a cool word. No. What's the foundation? What's the thing that fortifies you and give you strength to be able to go out there with the strength to give others power? So you have to be poured into. So when you know the source and when you get your information from, it can be actually something that's beneficial to someone else and be a catalyst to carry them to the next level as well. And just on this book process, and you're talking about powerful women, were you just great in school at English or writing term papers? What made you believe that you could write a book when so many men and women, there's no issue, nobody discriminates with this, men and women both fall victim to looking at the task and believe that it's too daunting and never do it. You know, the old saying, you know, the best books are in your local graveyards, your local cemeteries, because most people never got through and got it written. So what made you believe that you could accomplish and finish the task of writing a book?
That's a great question. When I first started writing the book in 2010, I did not believe that I could write the book. And that's why I put it away and got busy with the rest of my life. But last year, I just felt that it's time. And when I auditioned for TEDx Tucson, there was some content that was shared with the book in my talk. And people came up to me after that audition and they thanked me. They said, "Oh my God, this is why I came. I needed to hear this. Wish my daughter was here." And I thought, oh my gosh, we're all hungry to know that we matter and that how we feel is okay. And when we're angry, it's totally all right. So I thought, I need to resurrect that book. And so what the difference between 5 years ago or 7 years ago when I started writing it and last year was that I believed in myself. And I made a commitment to myself. And I knew that and that was it. I believed in myself more than ever before. And I made a commitment to myself that I would do it. And I also assembled a support team because I knew I would need support, not personally, because I was writing about delicate emotional material, and because the book publishing process was completely new to me. And I needed somebody or somebodies that could help me with that. So it's so important to have that wise counsel and that support team. What we can accomplish together is far greater than what we can accomplish alone.
Wow. Well said, Laura. I mean, I know it happened to me. I didn't even realize that it was that important. I was at a speaking event just personally myself before I came out with my first book. I'm grateful to be a 5-time author now, but I wouldn't have never even did the first book until I had somebody who thought enough of me. Was like, "Hey, you're speaking, people asking more about this message. You got to give them something tangible that they're able to carry home with them. Your talk is cool, you know, great job, but how can they share this like you shared with one of the ladies that were at the event? I want to give this to my daughter. How can I pass this on?" So you're really doing a disservice to your audience who want to carry you home with them. I mean, that's not in a bad way. Now, some of them want to carry you home in a bad way too, but still we'll get that later on. But I mean, but still those who want to grow, want to evolve and go higher, and go to new dimensions, they have to have something that they can keep going over. Repetition is the key to learning. And so I'm glad that you went on ahead and got that done. And speaking of the book and knowing that you had to get the book done and get it out to the people, give us some steps. Like, how did you do it? Was it blocked off time? Okay, it's one thing. Okay, I believe I can do the book. Okay, but how do you get the book done? So what were some of the secrets that you used as far as time management? Because I know you're a busy woman, and a powerful woman. So how did you find time, Wonder Woman, to put some time aside to make sure that you wrote or journaled or did audible, transcribed the content?
Well, you're full of great questions. I guess that's why you interview. I was the biggest things that happen in life, I believe, the intentional things, start with a commitment. Because once you're committed, you create this energetic contract that won't let go of you. And if you ignore it, it's going to bug you, right? Yep. So I made a commitment. So that's number one. I made a commitment. So it was always right here on my shoulder. Lori, remember what you promised to do? Yep. And I got a coach. The coach that was my coach back in 2010, it was a man, Chris. He's wonderful. I said, Chris, I need some support because I know I'm going to need accountability and I know I'm going to need emotional support going through some of these stories I'm sharing. So I coached with him, and I'm also a recovering perfectionist. So when I write my blogs and, I'm a good writer, and yet there's that finger always pointing at me that's trying to make it perfect right out of my beingness, which blocks creativity. So Chris really supported me to write stream of consciousness. He said, Lori, just write. Every day, just write. Don't even worry if you throw it all away, just write. And after I wrote all of that, after a few months, or I forget how many months it was, I started in like early May and I finished at the end of September. So what's that, about 6 months? I don't know. Toward the end, then I started putting it in a structure. But it was a lot of stream of consciousness. And when you write a book that is a lot about who you are and what you know, it's already alive within you.
Yes.
So you don't have to really figure anything out. It's already there. So you just have to open up the door and let it out. So Chris helped me just let it out. And then I started making it into a structure, and then I gave it to an editor.
Wow.
Yeah.
And went on and passed it on. And I want, for those who are aspiring writers out there, I want you to pay attention to Lori's story. She has a team and people who are working along with her to help the dream come to fruition. And so I'm going back to, before with the pre-interview when we were sitting up there talking. I made the comment of, you don't want to have Nut Nuck and Pee Wee and Karen and Kim over there editing your book. You want to have qualified people to do it. I'm not saying that you have to get with Simon and Schuster or something like that to get it done, but whether it's us or anybody else out there who can do a wonderful job, make sure you take time to value your project, because what good does it do for Lori to get up here and put all this time, all this effort into and pour out, her life, her soul into this project to help so many women and men around the globe, whoever picked the book up, and then they can't even read it because it's off, the structure is messed up, they think it's trash, they think it's crap, and they don't even take time to read it. So you just want to make sure that, of course, we need to find some ways to make it, but you don't want to cut too many corners where you devalue the project. So, would you agree with that, Laura?
Yeah, you're making such a great point. And this was really important to me. Though I knew I was a good writer, I know I wasn't an author of any published books. And I have read great books, and I have read self-published books that aren't so great, where the grammar's crappy, the story goes all over the place, you're thinking, what point are they trying to make? And I wanted to make sure that the investment I was making in my life for me, that I was sharing with the world, that had value, and that it was easy to read. Because if it's hard to read, no one's going to read it. And so I agree with you 100%. And, you need to have a good, knowledgeable team that you trust. Yeah, it's important. Very important.
I just wanted to ask you this too. How has publishing your book improved your life? Like, in more ways than one. I know it's multiple streams, but just share a little bit with the audience about what is an email, or after a talk, or after you left a city from speaking, or after and someone read your story, or just realizing it coming in the mail and realizing that you actually pulled it off and you did it. I mean, whatever it may be, or we can do like the old multiple choice question that I was in college, D, all the above. You could just share how you publishing a book has improved your life.
Yeah. Yeah. At first, writing the book improved my life, even though I felt like I was in quicksand a lot of the time, because I found out I had a lot of emotional baggage, and I was able to really process that and honor that. So me as a human, before the book was published, had huge benefits. But once the book was published, I hear from a lot of authors, you are really insecure about your work. Right? Even a journalist I know, who all she does is she gets paid for a living to write. She published a book and she was like scared, like, oh my God, what did I do? So you have to look at that, and you've got to climb that mountain and realize that you're worthy, and if you've done it with a great support team, like what you have going on and the people I used, if you use a great support team, then you know that you're going to offer the world something really great. So I had to look at that insecurity, and there was a lot of personal discovery in that. So I matured spiritually, emotionally. I got more awesomer. I know that's not correct. My editor would have said strike. But, I became more of that amazing woman that I am. And the women and men, by the way, some men have read my book. They thanked me.
Wow.
And I just had lunch with a woman today who read my book, and it had her thinking, like, where am I not honoring my truth? And so I know that my soul's purpose is to help people be who they are meant to be, and stop judging themselves and stop getting down on themselves. And so this book is like a permission slip. And so that's a feeling I can't really express in words, but absolutely it changed my life.
Wow.
And I have confidence now. It's like, oh yeah, I'm a published author.
Don't talk about it. You got that swag then, girl. Let's see you swagging it out. You got that author swag. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club, Lord.
Yeah.
Welcome to the club. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. See, this is behind the scenes, people. That's why I have this, so you can get a visual that Lori is a human being. She's not stuck in the library or whatever, looking around with no life. She's excited, she's living, and she's breathing life into others, so that in turn give her life. It's the law of reciprocity. Many people don't understand it. When you give life, it gives back to you. It's so many times, Lord, I don't know about you, I found myself, I think I'm going and I'm helping somebody, and it's the polar opposite. I end up coming, I'm like, oh my goodness, I thought I was coming in there to give something, and I leave out, I'm just refreshed. I'm like, whoa, man, I got a glow on me. Like, my goodness, I thought I was going there to help this charity or this foundation or this nonprofit, and I leave out there with a total different perspective on life. And so I'm just seeing that coming, it's coming out of you. I mean, it's just a glow of how when you speak about it, it's in you, not on you, as some people would say. I mean, excuse my southern drawl like Tim McGraw. I'm coming with the southern vernacular here, but I mean, it's really in you, and it's something that you can't fake. I mean, some people can put up a certain front and it's politically correct, so quote unquote, but what's in you is really authentic. And I just want for you to speak to that young lady out there who's looking at you and saying, Lori's kick ass, she's B squared, she's beautiful and she has brains. You have it going on, all that in the bag of chips, all that. But they're thinking to themselves, you know what? I don't think I can do it. I don't have the strength. I don't have the power that she has. I want to write a book too. I want to share my story. I want to impact people. What can you share to that young lady out there, or that woman who's a little bit more seasoned, who think, you know what? I had a dream of that. I was great at that. I had kids. I had a divorce. I'm full-time working, I'm trying to do this, trying to do that, or I suffered cancer, whatever it may be the situation. But could you speak to that woman out there tonight and share with that woman how powerful she is and that she can do whatever she put her mind to?
Yeah, thank you. If you could see how I see you,
Wow.
you would not have one doubt about the power that you have to create the greatest life that you can dream about. If you can dream it, if you can see it, that means it's already in your consciousness and you can create it. And you have to, it's a simple thing, but it's not so easy, right? Because being human can be pretty challenging. But you have to say yes to yourself. You have to honor yourself. And you have to fall in love with yourself without guilt. And our culture tries to guilt us into doing what's expected or what somebody thinks we should do, right? The way people look at us. And you know when you touch down deep inside of you that it's bullshit, right? Mm-hmm. You know when things are not honoring of you and your truth. Mm. So if writing a book is something that you dream about, I'll tell you what, that's because you can do it. You wouldn't be dreaming about something unless it was possible. So you really need to make a commitment to yourself, because it's not just something you're doing for you. You're here because you have something to give to the world. And it can be in the form of a book. And we need you to show up that way. So please, believe in yourself. And it may take some time. It took me a long time. It took me almost 30 years and counting. There is no perfect timeline. There's just yours. Wow. So, say yes to yourself. Yeah, the world needs you to say yes to yourself.
Wow. Yeah. And could you say that? What was that last part right there? I don't want to put you on the spot. There's no perfect timeline, but what was that quote again?
There's no perfect timeline. There's only your timeline.
Wow, man, I love that. I hope you don't mind me stealing that from you. So
it just came out of me right this moment.
I mean, the flow is all over you, girl. The flow is all over you. So I'm just going to slide that over there. I'm going to give you some credit for it, but I'm just going to slide it. As Lori DiGuardi told me, a timeline. I'm sorry. I'm just getting my practice in, Lori.
Yeah, that's good.
But, ladies, listen to that. Men, listen to that.
Yes.
What Lori just shared with us is phenomenal. We must all realize that the true success in life is not about the ring, not about the shoes, not about the purse, not about the hair, not about your body size, your bust size, your waist, whatever everybody else in society is trying to tell you. Are you reaching your full potential? That is what Laura is talking about. Kick ass. Don't reside on ordinary lane when you know that you're supposed to reside on extraordinary drive. Make sure that you understand that and take the lessons that Laura has shared with us tonight. Understand that it's not just her. It's not just me. The reason where we are is because we decide to move forward and kick ass. That's what you have to do. Go and kick ass and realize fear, have faith. When you think it's scarcity, know that you have abundance. Regardless who you are, start applying these principles that she shared. Put those in your conscious mind. Allow for them to sink into your subconscious mind. And thoughts become things. When those thoughts become things, you will really see that it doesn't matter if you're from Texas to Beijing, that anything is possible for you. So, Laura, I want to tell you, thank you so much for coming on and really inspiring and encouraging us. Man, I feel like I'm about to run through a brick wall right now. I mean, I'm just feeling excited. I don't know if it's the tequila shots or what.
No.
No, that's just this inside joke for y'all out there. Inside joke. Oh my gosh, you're on the Arthur Spotlight and they're intoxicated. What kind of message is that, Darren? But we're
and I'm intoxicated by life, okay?
Exactly. But I want to tell you, you're doing a wonderful job, phenomenal job. And I look forward to connecting with you on other things as well. I'll be traveling back and forth. I got a conference. I might see if we can, get you to come out too. I got a conference in Vegas coming up too. I'll talk to you about that offline and see if we can work something out about that. But I thank you so much for coming on. But before we leave, please tell us where the audience can find out more about you, social media handles, where they can purchase this wonderful book that you have, or if they're trying to get you to come and speak at their convention. or for their association or whatever it may be. Could you just give us some helpful insight into how we can find you?
Yes, thank you for asking.
Yeah.
I have a website. It's my name, so www.loridigardi.com. I have a book site, www.anger101book.com. I have Facebook. I'm on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram. I have a YouTube channel. My TEDx talk is out there as well. My email is my name, Lori@loridigardi.com. It's all on my websites. And I would really love to speak at your convention, if somebody's convention. My book, it's available online everywhere, but if you want a signed copy, you got to get it from me.
Come on now.
Yeah, and by the way, for those of you who need some free help, I have some freebies on my website, some things about mindfulness that really helps you when you get really crazy in your head.
Oh,
so I have a free e-guide on mindfulness. Also, since I'm a speaker, I have a free e-guide on speaking with authority and authentic power, which also helps when you write. Yes, and I'll have some other free gifts. I'm coming up with a new website, I'm hoping next week. I'm telling you, I think the website has been more effort than writing the book. But so I'm all over social media. Just look, you'll find me, and I am happy to receive you and connect with you. Connection is key. It's really important to be connected.
Oh, yeah, yes, definitely it is. Definitely it is. Well, thank you once again, Lord, for blessing us and inspiring us on this show. And like I told you before, and I'll tell you it again, remember that this is a show for change agents, thought leaders, those who are planet shakers, who are changing the world. And it's not just for them. I'm looking forward for the opportunity to be able to have you sit across from me or through a Zoom meeting where we can share and inspire others together, because together we can change the world. Thank you for being a change agent. Thank you for inspiring others and being a planet shaker. Thank you for being extraordinary, phenomenal, any other word I can come up with.
Honorable bitch.
That's it. Yeah, like what she said. You heard her. You heard what she said. You know what I'm saying? She is that. Yeah. She is that woman. She is the Wonder Woman. Thank you so much. And
You're welcome.
Seeing each and every one of you on another episode of the Author Spotlight. Thank you so much again, Lori.
All right. Bye-bye. Thank you.